I'm going to depart from our discussion concerning Romans 9 through 11 for this week because of what's going on in our attack on ISIS in Syria and northern Iraq. This is front page news, and it's worthy of our consideration. Better late than never. I commend the president for doing what he's doing. This is going to be a long, prolonged effort against these demonic barbarians. But it's a necessary engagement that we must make ourselves known. We must lead it. And at this point, there is an Arab coalition. As strange as that may sound, there's an Arab coalition that we are leading. The United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Qatar, Jordan, Saudi Arabia. This is going to be a prolonged effort. And it's rightly so. They must be dealt with. They must be stopped. As a matter of fact, one of the attacks were directed toward Khorasan up near Aleppo. And this was evidently a group that were making designs for attacks on the United States and on Europe. And they have been dismantled, we're told. Their command structure, their supply lines, their training, and so on. But in light of all this, it is our purpose to consider Israel in the midst of this. And at this point, Israel is not a major player as far as our dealing with ISIS is concerned. But you can be assured that all the surrounding nations of Israel, Muslim nations, have a hostility toward Israel. And if they weren't killing and fighting among themselves, it would be directed toward Israel. And ultimately, that will be the case. I'm reminded of the passage in Psalm 83. There are many who refer to this as the Psalm 83 war. I don't see it as a war. I see it as a prayer of Asaph, where he says to God, "O God, do not keep silent, do not be quiet. Keep not still, O God. See how your enemies are astir, how your foes rear their heads. With cunning they conspire against your people. They plot against those you cherish. Come, they say, let us destroy them as a nation, that the name of Israel be remembered no more. With one mind they plot together. They form an alliance against you, against Yahweh. Those who come against Israel are coming against God." That's pure and simply what the scriptures indicate. Then Asaph goes on to name the surrounding nations. All of them are alive and well today. Maybe they don't have the same names, but they all surround Israel. And Asaph's conclusion of his prayer is found in verse 16, Psalm 83. "Cover their faces with shame, that men may seek your name, O Yahweh. May they ever be ashamed and dismayed. May they perish in disgrace. Let them know that you, whose name is Yahweh, that you alone are the most high over all the earth." So this is a prayer for victory that Asaph is praying regarding Israel's enemies. Now, I believe the answer to that prayer is given to us in Zechariah chapter 12. And this is forthcoming. It's not on the horizon immediately, but it will be forthcoming. And this is where the prophet speaks in Zechariah chapter 12. And he says, verse 2, "I'm going to make Jerusalem a cup that sends all the surrounding peoples reeling. Judah will be besieged as well as Jerusalem. On that day when all the nations of the earth are gathered against her, I will make Jerusalem an immovable rock for all the nations, and all who try to move it will injure themselves. On that day," verse 6, "I will make the leaders of Judah like a firepot in a woodpile, like a flaming torch among sheaves. And they will consume right and left all the surrounding peoples, but Jerusalem will remain intact in her place." Now that's yet to come. That's after ISIS. But there will be a time when those surrounding nations that exist today, that are in Asaph's prayer, that will confront Israel, and Israel will come out victorious. Now that's not the end of the story. Armageddon is after that. And it is only then that the Messiah will intervene with power and great glory. But there will be a great victory. The scriptures indicate that Israel will consume right and left all the surrounding peoples, but Jerusalem will remain intact in her place. And that's the truth.